Fibonacci sequence is a well-known sequence of numbers. In this problem, we're going to create a Fibonacci sequence using Swift as our programming language. Let's read the question. The Fibonacci numbers, commonly denoted Fn, form a sequence called Fibonacci sequence, such that each number is the sum of two preceding ones, starting from 0 and 1. That is, f0 is equal to 0, f1 is equal to 1. Fn is equal to Fn minus 1 plus Fn minus 2. If we write this down, first number is 0 and F1 is 1. So F2 would be 0 plus 1, which is 1 again. And then F3 would be 1 plus 1, which is 2. And F4 would be 1 plus 2, which is 3. F5 would be 3 plus 2, which is 5. F6 would be 3 plus 5, which is 8, and so on. Let's start with creating a variable for the first two values. So variable a is equal to 0, which is the first value, and variable b would be equal to 1. Let's have a variable called f, and we're going to start with 2 because we already have f0 and f1. Let's use while loop. While f is less than equal to n, we're going to carry on adding these two numbers. So let sum equal to a plus b. And after calculating the sum, b would have the same value as the sum, which is Fn minus 1 for the next number, and a will have the same value as the previous b, which will be f minus 2 for the next number. And in the end, we'll have the value of Fn inside this b value over here. We also need to increase the value of f. One thing we need to watch out for is what if n is less than 2? If n is less than equal to 1, then we just return n, which means if n is 0, we return 0. If n is 1, then we just return 1. And if n is 2, then we obviously do this. Let's see if that works. So the runtime is not too bad. Let's go back and find another solution. Another simpler way to do this would be to use a recursive function. So if we look at this function wib, the purpose of this function is to calculate the sum of the last two numbers in the sequence. So we can use the same function to get the last number and the one before it. So if we do Fn minus 2, we'll get the n minus 2 number. And if you do Fn minus 1, you get... Using this recursive function massively reduces the lines of code that we have to write. It seems much simpler and easier. However, it doesn't mean that the runtime would be any better. Let's run it and find out. So as you can see, the runtime isn't the best, but it's using a lot less memory in here. That's it for this Leetcode problem. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. I'll see you next time. Bye.